So we're gonna do another farm tour since it's been a while. I'm gonna try to get back to doing videos, but I'm gonna start out with, this is Finn. I don't think you guys haven't ever seen Finn before. So almost 2 years ago, we met our wife. So it's me and my husband, and we have 4 kids. And then we met, yes, I know Finn. I know Finn. And then we met our girlfriend like almost 2 years ago. And then last May we had a commitment ceremony. So now there's me, my husband, and our wife. And she came with 2 kids and 2 dogs. And a Nano, which is her mother. Fabulous. I'll tell you more about her later. And her sister and her brother-in-law. Her sister and brother-in-law don't live with us. Nano does live with us part-time. I know Finn. Anyway, this is one of the dogs that she came with. This is Infinity. So Infinity belonged to her ex-husband. He got her when she was 2 or 3 years old in Indiana. She was turned in as a vicious pit bull on the loose in Indiana in the middle of winter. She's so vicious. She was about 2 or 3 at that point. They think she's a Catahoula pit mix. He adopted her from the pound, and then he had her for years. And yes, I know. Come on, you want to hop up on the couch? So when they got divorced, Finn is old. She's about 15 at this point, and he was going to have to move into a small apartment, and she has arthritis. Yes, she has arthritis and has some trouble with her legs, so she going up and down the stairs wasn't going to be good, and she was going to have to be locked in a crate all day while he was at work. And so she just came with with her and the kids, and so she lives here now. And I'll introduce you to the other dog later, because she's over at we have the cottage, and she's at the cottage with Nano. So anyway, this is Infinity. We call her Finn. We call her Finn. She's very vocal right now. The person she stays with, which is our wife's oldest boy, has left to go see his boyfriend. So Finn is very confused. Do you want to go back to bed? Usually Finn stays in his room. And then since Church is here, you can see Church. You've met Church before. But anyway, here's Church. And then I'm going to introduce you to Milo later, but Milo is our Sphinx cat, and she's due to have kittens on Wednesday, and we know she's going to have anywhere between 4 and 6 kittens. So I'll introduce you to her after the kittens are born, because it's Monday today, and she's due to have them on Wednesday. But anyway, Church and Infinity. I'm going to go put Finn up. Okay, I look fabulous, and I'm just sitting in the car waiting for a child in the store while I'm editing some videos. So I was just going to break in real quick while I'm doing the editing. So the other dog that came with our wife, we don't have her anymore. She broke out of the fence a couple months ago, or in February, and got hit by a car. And then Milo has had her kittens, so I'll show you the kittens we still have left, because 2 of them have already went to their new homes, and we're going to keep one of them. So I'll show you the kittens later on. I think I have a video of Milo while she's still pregnant, but then I'll show you the kitten. I'll just show you the kitten, do another video later of the kittens. So I just wanted to put in there, because this video has taken me several weeks to a couple months to record. So it's some things have happened since I started recording it, and I didn't want to record all of the videos over again. So anyway, back to the video. All right, so now we're looking at the tortoises. They're in their winter enclosure right now. So this is Summer. She is my sulcata. She is gonna be 3 years old. And right now she still lives with the Redfoots. And then there are 2 of the Redfoots over in the water. I'm gonna have to fill up their water again because they decided to soak in it. Those are the 2 females. I couldn't tell you which one is which at this point because they've both grown a whole lot this last year. I do believe that one is Celine and this one is Ivy, but I'm not certain. And then over there, that's Bruce. Yes, I know Bruce has some pyramiding on his shell, but he came that way. So I've had the girls since they were, let's see. I've had the girls since they were hatchlings, like Summer is, since they were like just fresh hatchlings. But then we got Bruce when Bruce was like already 4 or 5 years old, maybe, or older than that. I don't know. And so he already had some pyramiding, but his pyramiding's gotten a lot better. It's like not as pronounced as it was. It's pretty good actually. And anyway, this is their summer enclosure, or their winter enclosure that they stay in during the winter time. I've got it set up with their UVB lights. That one's not on. I wonder if it burned out. I need to check it real quick. I need to check it because I usually have 3 UVB lights running. And then these are just chi heaters. They're just heaters to keep this warm because this enclosure is out in the garage. It is a grow tent, so it holds in heat and moisture pretty well. And I alternate them. They always have hay available, and then once every week or so I'll give them some lettuce, or not lettuce, but greens. Like they get some romaine, and then they get a bunch of other good greens that they're supposed to have that are really good for them to have. And then when I have vegetable scraps, I do some vegetable scraps for them too, if it's something that they can eat. That's what I do for them during the winter. And then if you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen their summer enclosure that they stay in outside. But this is just their winter enclosure that they're in. Okay, I'm back. So if you noticed in the video with the tortoises just a few minutes ago, if you follow any of my TikToks, you know that Bruce got sick. And when I did that video is when I happened to notice that he was sick, that he was just kind of sitting there, and if you kind of look, you can see his eyes were kind of watery, and he just wasn't doing a whole lot. So I took him to the vet, and he had an upper respiratory infection, and he was on antibiotics for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, something like that. But he's completely fine now. He's all better now. They're getting ready to move into their outdoor enclosure. I'm just kind of waiting for the nights to stabilize, and then they're going to move out to their outdoor enclosure. And but he's fine now. But yes, he was sick in that video, and that's where I noticed he was sick. And I actually took him to the vet like an hour after I shot that video, and got him medication and got him treated. So anyway, he's fine now. Alrighty, so this is my utility room. It's always a mess in here, but I was going to show you in here. So in here I have, up here, this is my springtail colony. There's not a whole lot to see in that colony because springtails are itty bitty. I might put a picture in of what they look like, but they're just these little itty bitty teeny tiny bugs that they're used to clean moist enclosures, so like tarantula enclosures that stay more moist. They help keep bacteria and like fungus and mold and stuff cleaned out. And then this is my mealworm colony. I don't know how many mealworms are in there, but there's a lot. I just added 100 brand new mealworms to it. And then this is my roach colony, my dubia roaches. That is a male. And let's see. The male ran. Sorry, I know that's a lot of movement with this camera. I'm looking for some babies or some females. Ah, okay. So these are the females, and those little ones, those are the babies. And I keep this because I use it as for all my, look at all the babies that are in there. Lots and lots of babies. And if you see one that looks white, those are ones that have just molted, and that's what they look like. There's a female. I keep this all covered up, and it makes it easier for when I have to come in here and get roaches out. And then we had a goat die, and I wanted to keep his skull, so I've got his skull in here right now. I did keep his horns. That's the whole reason why I wanted to keep this, is because it's fantastic horns. So I cleaned it, and I'm gonna draw his skull up. I have his jaw too. I'm gonna draw it all up. And then I have lots of laundry to do. And then the monkeys, we still have the monkeys. They need their room clean. This one is Caesar and Mojo. Mojo's being a bit of an asshole today. And then Jasper, which you can't hardly see him down there. But there's the monkeys. Okay, so I'm outside doing some work today, so I thought I would introduce you to a few of these outside animals real quick. So this guy is Pickles. He is about a 1.5 year old buck. And then this is Ice. And then this guy right here, this is Sifu. I don't know how old he is, but he is also a buck, and he's the daddy to some of our doelings that we have over there. And so Ice is the guardian for these two, and they stay in this pen for right now until we can get stuff down at our barn fixed up. But Ice is a 2-year-old, full-blood Great Pyrenees, and I also have her sister Snow. We've had them since they were 6 weeks old, and to guard our goats, and they do a fabulous job of it. Ice and Snow are both going to be getting spayed here in the next couple weeks. Probably Ice first, because she has the least duties to do, as her goats are more protected than Snow's from predators. But this is the buck pen, and I changed the buck pen over depending on weather and what my needs are. Sometimes they're in this pen, which right now doesn't have any grass in it. That's why they have hay. And then sometimes they go into the bigger pen where the cockers are, and they'll go over there, like if I'm going to, if I'm breeding, or if I got, mama's gonna have babies, they'll go over there. Sifu is a big friendly boy. Right now he wants me to bring him some food. So I haven't fed them yet. I haven't given them any grain today. So they get just a tiny bit of grain, and then they have hay available at all times. And then sometimes we let them out to graze in the yard and eat in the yard. And Sifu still smells. If you don't know, bucks pee on themselves to attract a female. And so Sifu smells quite bucky right now. Anyway, that's these guys. Okay, so I thought I would introduce you guys to the Cockers and Buddy and the Bostons and Jelly, our English Bulldog. I forgot to say when I did the other video, see those buildings right there, the two buildings? They're this building is for this yard, and that building over there, the smaller one, is for the yard with the bucks and ice. That is a 6x8 insulated building with dog doors. So and that's where the Cockers food and all that is inside their building. And that's an insulated building that they can go into when it's cold or it's too hot, whatever they need to do. I also have ran electric out to it. The year that we had that really bad snow and ice in Oklahoma and Texas, I ran electric to it and put heaters inside them so that they would have extra heat when it was so cold. So yes, they do have protection from the weather. The 3 spools are from when I have the goats in this yard, because I switch the goats back over here quite often. And then I use this for my does when they're gonna have their babies, and when I'm breeding, I use this larger pen. So this is a large pen. I don't know if you can tell how large it is or not. This is the large pen. And then the other one is the smaller pen that those guys are in. I'm probably gonna switch the bucks over here to this side pretty soon because we're growing grass. For a long while, I had the bucks over there because they'd eaten down, I'd had does in this pen and they'd eaten down all the grass. So I switch them out quite often to let the grass grow, so that way the bucks can have fresh grass. But anyway, so this one over here, that is Vivian. She does have 3 legs. She got hit by a car. She got hit by me, actually, because she's psychotic. And she and I was driving in super slow because they were circling my car, and she went right underneath my car and got her leg caught, and it shattered her leg, and so she had to have that leg amputated. But she has no problems. It gets around just fine. And then this guy is Loki, and Vivian is spayed. Loki is also neutered, but Loki had 2 litters of puppies with Athena. This is Athena. Yes, she does look super teeny tiny, but he had Athena and Loki had 2 litters of puppies. And Toko is their puppy. He never found a home, never found a buyer, and I didn't want him to just go anywhere because I wanted to make sure he had a good home where he was safe. So he stayed here, and he's also been neutered. And then this is Buddy. He is our rescue. He was the bait dog, and he is our heartworm positive dog. He's been treated for them, but he still has a heartworm positive diagnosis, because even though the heartworms have been killed at this point, he still has them in his, he still has the worms in his heart. And so, but he's doing just fine with them. The reason why these 5 all stay outside full time is because none of them can be trusted running loose in the main yard. They have been known to attack goats. They have been known to attack, when I used to have the alpaca, I don't have the alpacas and the llamas anymore, and I don't have the horses anymore. It was just we were having too much trouble with things in the pasture, and we had stray dogs and everything else. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know the problems we've had with some of those. So I no longer have them, but these guys have been known to attack them, and so they cannot be trusted to run loose. They also run off and get in, and go into neighbors' pastures and properties. And then I have a super busy highway right down at the end of the road, and it's safer for them to be locked up all the time. So they stay, and Buddy needs a friend, so they stay with Buddy. So that is these 5. And then over on this side is the Bostons and Jelly, who is now have decided to take a nap. So this is our garden. It is a pretty large garden, but it is not designed for the animals to live in full time. So the Bostons and Jelly do not live out here full time. They do have a dog box if they want some extra shelter or extra something during the day, but they are not out here. They're only out here during decent, cool weather, nice weather, and then they are inside otherwise. And they are in the garden because they have also went after goats, and they have also went to the neighbors and killed chickens, which has been an issue. There's a good shot of Jelly. And yes, Belle is on a tie out. The tie out does give her full access to the entire garden, but she is on a tie out because she will jump this fence. It is it's over 5 feet. It's over a 5-foot fence, but like, well, let's see. Yeah, it's over 5 feet, but she will clear it without a problem. And so I tried the hot wire. That's why all the hot wire is up. It's not activated anymore, but I tried the hot wire to try to keep her from jumping it so she wouldn't have to be on a tie out, and that did not work. She blew right past the hot wire. So that's why she's now on a tie out, because even by herself, if she gets out by herself, she will go to the neighbors and kill chickens. And then she's also ran across the highway to try to go after a bull, and we had to try to rescue her from a bull who was trying to kill us and her at the same time. So that's why they're on this tie out, or she's on her tie out. But yet, no, they are not out here all day long, and they are not out here all night long. They do not live full time in the garden, because the garden is just a temporary secure yard for them to go out in during the day. Oh, and I forgot, I didn't mention, I don't know if I did it at the beginning of this video, and if I did, I'll just cut it off. No ice is not necessarily needed to protect the goats, the bucks at this point. But the bucks will be moving at some point. Hello, buddy. The bucks will be moving at some point to our pasture, and then she will be needed to protect them. So for right now, I want her to get bonded with them. So that's why she is with them, even though she's not really needed to protect them right now. You need a good buddy, aren't you? So, and if you've seen any of my other videos about Buddy, then you know his story, which is fairly sad. But he's a good dog, and he gets to enjoy his life. And we do come out and love on the dogs all the time. So they do get, and the cockers go every 2 weeks to get groomed, which is the only time Buddy is lonely. He doesn't like it when his dogs go to get groomed, but they do go and get groomed every 2 weeks. Alrighty, so I'm back in the house for just a little bit of a break from my work outside, and I thought I would introduce you to Dragon. So this is Dragon. He is a 2-year-old bearded dragon. His real name is Atlas, but I always just call him Dragon, so Dragon it is. And he lives in our kitchen full time in his big enclosure, but There is Dragon, and he is mean as shit. He does not want to be messed with or touched. I didn't get him as a baby. I got him as like a 10-month-old, 12-month-old. Maybe he was a year old when I got him, or almost a year old when I got him. But he's, it would just take people handling and messing with him, but nobody really messes with him too much. So he just lives in his little world and does his thing. Anyway, this is Dragon. This is Milo. She is our Sphinx. She's an elf Sphinx, and she's an elf because her ears have the little curve to them. And she is very pregnant. She is due anytime from today on. The vet seems to think that she might have an extra day or so.
It was on the phone. Calm down.
But she's very pregnant. Look at her belly. So Sphinx, so normally she doesn't have hardly any hair, but Sphinx, when they get pregnant, they kind of grow a little bit of hair. So she's grown some hair on her back, some extra hair on her back and on her side. So now she kind of looks a little like she has mange. But so she is an elf Sphinx, but she has Munchkin in her bloodline, and then Daddy, which is our oldest daughter's, she owns the dad, and he has dwarf in his DNA too. So we could end up with he has Munchkin, so we could end up with Munchkin elf kittens. And we know from the vet that she has anywhere from 4 to 6 kittens. But I will show again once she has kittens. It should be any time, any day she's gonna have her kittens. Okay, so I'm gonna try to show you the kittens real quick. So Milo had 7. We did lose the smallest kitten, which was a calico female, and she was like 3 days old. She was super, super tiny and couldn't compete with her siblings. And so I tried to bottle feed her, but we just couldn't save her. So we lost her. And then 2 of the kittens have already went to their new homes because they are 12 weeks old at this point. But this one is Sakera. She's one of the females that we have left. She's an elf. She's got some of the cutest markings. So she's still looking for a home. And then I'm gonna pull him out so you can see him. This is Socks. They're in front of this window and it's really hard to see their faces. This is Socks. He's one of the boys that we have. And he is also an elf, and he's also looking for his home. And then it looks like the only one we're missing is Tiger. I'll find Tiger in a minute. Let's see if I can get it where we're not getting a glare from the window. This is Oswald. And Oswald is going to be staying with us. He is not an elf. He has regular ears, like his daddy. But this is Oswald. He's a good boy. He's into Oswald. And so he's going to be staying. And then there's another one. There's another boy. Hold on. I'll find him. All right, then here in a completely different room is Tiger. Tiger is also an elf. and he is also looking for his forever home. And so this one is Tiger. And then the one of the ones that we rehomed kind of looks like Tiger. And then the other one looks a lot like Oswald, but with kind of like a tortoise shell look, if you've seen what tortoise shells looks like. I don't know if we have, I'll put some pictures of the other two in so you can see what the other two look like. But then this is Tiger. Okay, so I'm going to introduce, so I'm going to do all of my, so I have some rehouses with my tarantulas to do, and I'm going to do some feedings. So I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the animals that are inside of the house, and then we will only have the other female goats left to do. So we'll have the farm tour all complete. We did end up losing the one little kitten last Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, one of the dogs that I hadn't introduced you to yet, she decided she was going to break out of the fence, and she ended up getting hit by a car, which was, this is my wife's dog, and very, very important to our entire family. So it's been a really rough week, and so I haven't really been able to do anything else with this. But something that is kind of cute with that story was because I hadn't had time yet to deal with the kitten, the place that we had found that would that we were going to take Luna to be cremated at allowed us to go ahead and tuck the kitten in with Luna, so both of them got to go together and they get to stay together. And then when we get their ashes back, their ashes came back together. So it's going to be, so at least there was that, and we have that. But anyway, I just wanted to say that at the beginning of this little part of the video, and then we can get into some things that will not be sad. So this is one of our child's Pac-Man frog, and he's still little, but his name is Kermit, and he just happens to be out today in his water, and normally he's been all buried down and hidden down into his deal, but he's been out today. So there is Kermit, and then over here he's inside his little thing. We don't have any fish in here right now. The only thing we have in here is Larry the lobster, and he is a vanilla lobster, and he was out earlier, but it's really cool because he'll like throw his hands up at you. It's hilarious. But that's Larry the lobster. Maybe I can get him to come out. I don't think he'll come out, but okay guys, if you can't tell, the videos are kind of all over the place as I did some of these videos months ago. But so now I'm going to introduce you to some of the goats before we get to the rest of the spiders and things, because some people don't like them. So we have had goats have their babies at this point. Silver Fox here. This is her doeling. And then Lily, she had twin doelings. So there's one of her doelings. And there's her other doeling. Licorice had one buck and one doeling. So that one is the doeling, I think. And then that one's the buck. Coco actually had triplets. Unfortunately, they were super teeny tiny, and we lost two of them. So the little one, the little light colored one, that is her buckling. That's hers. And his name is Butterscotch, and apparently he will be staying with us. And then if you watch any of my TikToks, you already know about the goats being born, because I've had them on the TikToks. But then this is Cinnamon, and these are her two doelings. She had three. Are these both doelings? I think these are both doelings. She had three. She had triplets. And yes, Ice Baby. she had triplets, but if you see my TikToks, you know about Noodle. So Noodle was born very, very floppy, and we spent about a week trying to save her. We think that she was born in between these two. So the first one came out, the darker one was born first, and then Noodle, who was very, very tiny, and then this lighter colored one. Noodle was super floppy from the very beginning, and we think that maybe she had oxygen deprivation during the birth. On our end, the birth looked fine. The birth was quick and everything seemed fine, but she never did stand up or act right. If you want to go watch some of my TikToks about her, you can kind of see what she was doing, but it was really difficult. And then our first go to have babies was Snickers, but she had twins, but she had them super early in the morning, and by the time I got out here, they had gotten cold, way too cold, and by the time I got out here, they had both passed away. Luna, this is Luna, and then this is Luna's baby Cream, and Cream was the second baby to be born. So, and Cream is going to be staying here. So, and then I will go show you the other goats. So that's all the mamas that we have right now. Look at that, so pretty. I love the babies. So then I'll show you the other ones. And so there's Sifu, and Pickles is over there somewhere in the garden area now. I'm just going to keep talking because it messes up it makes it difficult when I have to stop. So I'm just going to keep talking as I walk over there. We gave Pickles 2 does to breed. He got to breed. Who did he breed? He got to breed Brownie and Vanilla is who he got to breed. And then Sifu got to have Ravioli, dark chocolate, and cheese. And so in the fall, we should have babies from cheese, babies from dark chocolate, ravioli, vanilla, and brownie. Snickers won't have any babies. I changed this up for these guys, and so yeah, so because the garden's used up, they've tangled themselves. So while it's still good weather and they can still be out some during the day, this is what we put up. Delilah, I don't have any videos of Delilah, so I'm gonna show you Delilah. So that is Delilah. She's the Frenchie. Her and Belle hate each other, and so they can't be together. But Belle and Beast get along with Jelly, and Jelly gets along with Delilah. So those all can be together. But I kind of made this up. It's almost getting to the point where it's going to be too hot for them to be outside now. So while they can be outside, I'm letting them be outside, because here in about another 2-3 weeks, we're going to be hitting solid 80s every day. And once it's 85 degrees, they can't be outside anymore. So I thought you got off of that. Did you? I thought you were off of that. I'll come fix it here in a minute. All right. There's Cookie. She was our bottle baby last year. She is not bred. She probably will not breed until next fall. Not this coming fall, but the next fall after. Then Ravioli. And Ravioli bred to Sifu. That is Bean and Oreo. Vanilla is behind Ravioli. Vanilla's baby extract is up there on the top. Then the one without horns, I do believe, is Chocolate. Then that's Snickers. She's the one that lost her babies. This, the first one had her babies. And Cheese. That one's Macaroni. That should be Dark. Then that one over there is Brownie. And then Snow. I thought we gotten you off of this, Snow. I thought we had taken you off of this. I have to pin her up sometimes because I have to put her on this tie out because she decides she's going to jump the fence. And so I'll put her on the tie out and then for a couple weeks, and then I'll take her off of it. And then when she decides she's going to start jumping the fence, that's when she has to then go back on it. Because she jumps the fence and she goes off and wanders, and I'm trying to keep her in here with the goats. So she's on and then she's off. She's getting ready to come back off of it. I thought we had taken her off of it. So anyway, that's Snow, and Snow has been neutered, or not neutered, spayed. She got spayed. So when I moved, the start of kidding season started, and we only had four does over here, and we had all the mamas over there having babies. That's when I went ahead and had Snow spayed, but she wouldn't have quite so many goats with her because I didn't want anybody to accidentally like ram her and hurt her. So we had her spayed while she didn't have so many goats with her. So as soon as we take and bring all the mamas and babies back over here, that's when we will be doing ice and having ice made. And we've been debating on bringing them back over here. So last year when we brought the babies back over here last year, we had Cheese's babies, the two twins, and then Bread. We lost Bread this winter. She was an older doe and we lost her this winter. But she had a baby, which was Panera, a little cute little white one. And they were in this big pasture, and at some point, we're pretty sure somebody had to have taken them because they were the three friendly goat babies. But the twins, they disappeared the exact same day. Panera, I could think that maybe a hawk could have snatched her, but the twins disappeared the same day. So I don't really think it was a hawk. I really think some humans stole them because they would have went to a human, and none of those other babies would go to humans. So I think that's what happened. Our plants that we're trying to work on. So anyway, those are the goats. Okay, so this should be my last little insert before we finish the video. So the last videos are all going to be my Madagascar hissing cockroaches, my 2 scorpions, and my spiders. If you do not want to see any of those spiders or any of the creepy crawly bugs, this is a good place to end the video. There shouldn't be anything else that's important that I'm going to say in the video. So that would be the farm tour for this year. All right, guys, I'm going to show you my hissing cockroaches that I got. I love these things so much. There's one. I'm going to try to find the male for you. I have 4 females and a male. Pretty sure that one I just showed you female. This one should be a female. I think this is my male. Right there. I haven't bothered him for a few weeks, so he's gonna make some noise. It's like, don't take me away from my girls. All right, there he is. Check him out. I do believe this is the male. Isn't he cool? So they can't bite at all, which is fabulous, because you could just you don't have to worry about it. You could just pick them up. But There he is. They won't be fit. Now, if they start breeding and I start getting a good population of them, I'll probably feed some of them to the spiders, but for the most part, look at that. For the most part, though, these are not to feed. These are just because somebody had them and offered them to me for free, and I got them. But that's my hissing cockroaches. And we're going to be feeding spiders. I'm going to introduce you to all the spiders today. And there's the female. All right, guys. So this one, I think, I didn't write them down, but I do believe this one is it's one of the ones I got for Christmas. I think it's I can't ever pronounce that first name, but it's the T. Hold on, let me just go look. I will put it in the description for this little video, but let me look. Okay, so I think it's the T. Cullenbergi. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's the Veracruz Red Rump. It's in its little hole. It was out on the surface, and so and its burrow actually goes pretty deep. So, but I'm going to try to lure her out because she was right here. So we'll try to lure her out and get her to come out. I think she's going to turn around and come back. So, find a roach right here that's small enough for her to eat. Let's see if I can get her to come back. There. Didn't really get a super great look at her, but there she is. Maybe she'll do a happy dance for us. Oh, but we can see some fang action in there. Maybe she'll do something for us. We'll watch her for a second and see what we get. So this is one of the ones I got for Christmas. Don't know if she's gonna do anything. We'll come back. If I see her doing anything cool, we'll come back and we'll check it out. But right now, we're gonna move on. All right, so this is my T. vagans. And we're gonna see, she's been hanging out and staying out more often, so we're gonna see if she's hungry. Yes, Fin Fin. She might give us a little happy dance, but check out her fangs. She's so pretty, that black. She just molted not too long ago. Still don't know if this one's a female. I don't know if my other one's a female. I'll have to wait for molts. So I did order the parts. So I love watching Petco from Dark Den. And he now has parts available to build his enclosures. I love his enclosures. So I ordered 2 sets of parts to make 2 of his enclosures. I just have to go order my glass. So maybe the next video will be me putting my new enclosures together and getting those set up. I haven't decided which 2 spiders are going to go into it yet, but probably my 2 big girls are going to go into it, and then I'm going to take apart their enclosures. And then eventually I'm going to make them the bigger size, but right now I'm just going to make them the smaller size, which is perfectly fine for them because they literally only hang out in one spot of their enclosure anyway, so they don't need that big size. But we'll see. So she's not going to do anything, so we're going to move on. All right, guys, I'm not really sure because I haven't wrote down, and I didn't write this one down, but I do think this one is my Lacidora parabiana. I had a Lacidora parabiana, so I think that's what this one is. I'm almost 100% certain. It did molt recently. The molt's not big enough to sex yet, but we'll see if it's hungry. I don't know how long ago it molted, so we'll see if it's hungry. I don't know if it'll be hungry or not. Depends on how long ago that molt was. But I think it's been long enough because she acts like she's hungry. So let's see. Maybe I can get her to come out here on the surface. Well, sorry, that was not what was supposed to happen. I don't know if I can get it to focus down there either. She's finally started doing some digging. That's why I think this one is my last. I had a Lacidora Parabi on it, and I think that's what this one is. She started doing some digging, so it wasn't just hanging out on the surface, but now this one started doing some digging. So I do believe that's what this one is. And then my other one, I'm fairly sure is the one that I have no clue what it is. It's the one that I don't know. But this one is very, very tiny. Okay, this is the one that I have no idea what it is. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of either Brachypelma or Tila, whatever. But I neglected to write it down, and so I'm not really sure. And I'm not sure if this roach is going to be too big for it. We're going to find out. This roach might be too big. Let me see if I can find one that's slightly smaller. And then I can just crush it a little bit, and then it can eat it later. Sorry, I'm trying to do this and video at the same time. Okay, so I've crushed this one now, so it can find it and eat it whenever it feels like it. It might be getting ready to be in pre-molt though. Its butt looks a little fat and maybe starting to get some dark on it. I can't really tell. It's very, 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 very tiny. But anyway, the roach has been squashed, so it'll find it and it'll eat it, and then that'll be fine. There is a molt right there, so it might have molted fairly, but that molt looks kind of old. So maybe recently, I don't know. Anyway, there's this one. Okay, so this is my Emperor Scorpion. I don't know what the scientific name is. We're gonna see if I don't know if I can get him to come out. I don't know if I can get him to come out or not. When I shine the light, he hid, so he might not want to come out. Let's see if I can hand him the roach. Damn it. The roach ran away. Hold on. Would you like the roach? Would you like the roach? Oh. Would you like the roach? See if I can get the roach to just crawl in there. Not that way. Go that way, towards the scorpion. And now it's looking at the scorpion going, seems like a bad idea. Do you want the okay? He has the roach now, so we'll see if he's gonna what he's gonna do with it. Maybe he'll come out. That'll be cool. I don't know if I can get him to. I don't know. can get him to come out. He dropped the roach, but let's see. Let's see if we can get him to come out. Look at that guy. Oh, he threw the roach. He's like, no, I don't really want the roach. No roach for me. Does look like he molted at some point. It's not quite as fat as he was. So maybe he molted. Anyway, well, on to the next one. Okay, so this one, this is my Cambodia blue. I don't know what its scientific name is. I really need to look it up. It's right there. With its butt facing away from me, so I will see if we can get it to come up here and... Oh, look at there. Nice. Oh, and it's just taking them away now. Alrighty, there's this one. Okay, so up next is my Asian forest scorpion. It was right there. I'm gonna see if I can get it to come out and get this roach. Okay, we're gonna try, we'll see if we can get it the other way. Okay, so there she is. I'm gonna see if I can feed her the roach. If I just drop it and let the roach she's backing way up into her burrow, so I don't know if she'll
Shelly, oh my god.
want to take this roach or not. Let's see with roach wiggling if she'll come out, if she'll come to it. Let's see if I can try to get her to go back in there. I don't know if she's gonna want to eat it though. See if I can get the roach to, I want to get the roach to crawl back there towards her. Not that way. Irritating little roach. Go that way. Let's see what we can see. Well, she's right there, but don't know where the roach went to. We're just gonna leave that roach. I don't know if I should leave that roach or not. Let's see. I don't know where the roach went to. Anyway, there's the Asian forest scorpion. Alrighty, so up next is my Aviculera aviculera, or pink toe. She's facing the wrong way, so I don't know if she'll... I haven't gotten her to take food from me very often, so we're gonna see if we can get her to take this since she's on the glass. Yeah, she's very, very gentle. So this is the one that I think when we tried to sex the molt, and I think the molt came back that it looked like a male, but we'll check another molt. So this might be a male. But anyway, look at the cute little toe beans. His little toe beans. So cute. Anyway, there's that one. Okay, so this is my Grammostola Octeon. This is the other one that I got for Christmas. Hold on, I'm getting a rooch. Getting a rooch. Sometimes grabbing these little guys are... Okay. All right, I don't know where she's at. All right, there. All right. She's so pretty. Let's see what we get. Oh, nice. She looks like she's probably gonna molt soon, so this might be her last feed before she molts. We'll see what kind of... It's okay if she's barking. She looks so soft and velvety. I just want to like pet her little head. I was hoping maybe she'd do a happy dance for us, but she's just gonna stand up on her tippy toes instead. I do believe she's probably going to be molting soon. Her abdomen's looking dark, so this is probably be her last feed before a molt. Look at them fangs. All right, this is the biggest one I have right now. This is my Acanthoscura geniculata, or giant white knee. I do believe she is one of the ones I'm going to probably be one of the ones I'm going to rehome into one of those new Petco enclosures. I know her enclosure, this enclosure that I have her in, is fairly large, and those enclosures are a lot smaller, but I don't think that's really going to matter to her because she usually spends like the majority of her time in one little spot. So I'm pretty sure she'll be perfectly fine with the larger, or the slightly smaller enclosure. And then if I decide later that it's not big enough, I'm planning on making some of his slightly bigger ones. So if I decide that that's not big enough for her, then I'll make a bigger one. But let's see. She usually hits really hard, so let's see. And I'm trying to hold a flashlight and the phone at the same time, so I think we're gonna try to get her to drop, right? There, look at that. She's a pretty good sized spider. She's probably a good 4 or 5 inches. And her head is big. Her head's probably at least as big as my thumb. Oh, yeah. She's one of my favorites, but I never get to enjoy her. She's almost always out, but I don't get to enjoy her because she's up here on this shelf. And I think if I make the smaller enclosures, it won't really affect her one way or the other having the smaller enclosure. So, but then I can have her over there with my other spiders, and I can enjoy her more since she's always out, because a lot of my other spiders are always up or like hidden, but she's one of the ones that's always out. So I would like to have her where I can enjoy her. So that's the plan, is to start her and then my Choco Golden Knee, which is is it Grammostola pulchripes? I think that's what it is. I think those are the first two I'm going to make enclosures for. because they're my biggest and my favorites. And then we're going to go from there. Anyway, her name is Coriander, by the way. And she is a confirmed female. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm going to try to show you. She's got something on her glass, but look at her fangs. Look at those fangs. Look at that. I was giving her water, but she stood up and she's doing all this fang action. Look at that. Let's see. I know, try to get it where you can see, but look at that. She's so cute. Okay, guys, so this is my, I think it's a Grammostola Pulcher piece. I think that's how it is, but it's Choco Goldeny is the common name. Got a fin, the ret says Rooch for it. This one hasn't molted in a little while. I'm gonna go with a slightly smaller roach. It is a confirmed female. Look how slow she's moving. She's very fat. She ate last time, but I don't know that she's going to eat this time because she's looking... Get back here, Roach. She's looking very fat. So let's see. She would be one of the ones I would hold if I was going to hold one of them. She's super docile. It does look like she's going to go for the roach. Not in a hurry whatsoever. I do think I'm going to give her one of those new enclosures too. She's almost always in this spot like this enclosure. She does not dig at all. She's not dug for me once. She's dug a little bit underneath down there, but really, like, she's always right here. She's always right here. She's always out. She never does anything. So I don't think she's going to care about having a smaller enclosure either. So I'm going to make her enclosure smaller as well. And then, so I can move her over there and have her where I can see her and enjoy her better. But anyway, there she is. She has the roach. She has her feet on it, but she hasn't decided to really, oh, no. She's got it now. There she goes. She might give us a happy dance. Come on, happy dance for us. She doesn't need a name, but she needs a name. She is confirmed female. So I need to think of a name for her. I name all of my spiders after plants or spices. So I don't know. I have to think of something for her. There she is. All right, so next is my Megapelum robustum. I really don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys this one. If you see that little in the hole down there, that fuzziness, that's the back end of the spider. I'm gonna try to get it to come out here. There's no guarantee that's gonna happen because they don't really like to come out. So let's see. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. Maybe I can get it to come a little bit closer. I can catch the roach down here with my tongs. Stay in focus. I can't see, I don't think it's moving down there. It's not really coming. I'll put a picture of what it looks like since you probably aren't going to get to see it. Let's see if I can just let the roach go, maybe. Oh, we got to see a little bit. And this one usually does happy dances, so. You can see it doing a little bit down there. If it'll do some happy dances, it's really cool. This is a really pretty spider. It's like all red and velvety looking. That's probably all we're gonna get to see. But yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get to see of this one. But anyway, I'll put a picture so you can see what it looks like. All right, so there isn't going to be anything to see in this one. This is one of my Imbalfori communals. This one should have 20 or 21 Balfouri slings in it that are out of one of my males that I had sent off to breed. But I see some molt there. But I don't see anything down inside the web, their web, this bark goes pretty deep into this substrate. So yeah, I can't see any of them. So we're just I'll put a picture of what Imbalfori look like. I do have another communal, but we probably won't see any in that one either. But I will put, I'm just going to add food into this, and then I'll put a picture of what an Imbalfori looks like. But this is my smaller Imbalfori communal. Alrighty, and this is my last Balfouri communal. This one has, I think, last time when I stuck them in here, there was 4. And I think they were all females. I don't know. So I just put food in there because I never see them. Sometimes they're out, sometimes they're not. So anyway, I'll have a picture of what the Balfouri look like for you.